Very good evening, dear viewers. Once again, a very good evening. Break and finish live Facebook. Now, just this ended Saturday at a Vibes launch as I was streaming a comp that was a 32-man comp dubbed the Women's Day competition. I hope you do remember the comp that was won by Caesar. During the games, there was a war of words between some players, about a dozen of them. The war of words was strongest in between Joseph Kasozi and Ibrahim Kayanja. The contest was as to whether Kasozi was a deserved seed number 1 of the Pole Association of Uganda. Ibrahim Kayanja and some of his friends like Paul Kalima, like Kalib Muhire, we are saying that while Kasozi is seed number 1, he is not actually Uganda's best player. He told them the only way he can prove to them that he is Uganda's best player is if they dare to challenge him in a money match this big. Ibrahim Kayanja was the very first player to heed to Joseph Kasozi's call, and the two did agree to stake $1,000 for both of them. Half of the stake was raised at that point. Before this money match was advertised, there was submission of deposit of the stake of a total of $500 from both of the players, and the agreement was that in case one of them doesn't show up for the match, the one who showed up would win the money even without playing. The other agreement was that they would race to 21 here at Amigos Pool Arena in Kampala. They had negotiation with one of Uganda's finest umpires, male and female category. She's called Farida Hadija, naturally to come and settle this dispute, sort it out freely and fairly. Today, the 10th of March at Amigos, it is Joseph Kasozi versus Ibrahim Kayanja, racing to 21 for $1,000. And to present you this action in audio and video, my name is Simon Peter Chobe. This match is being streamed on 2 platforms at the same time. The Facebook stream is diagonal on Break and Finish Live YouTube, while the YouTube stream is horizontal on Peter Chobe Live YouTube, and both videos are having the same exact commentary. For $1,000, Joseph Kasozi, is leading by 1-0 against Ibrahim Kayanja, and live commentary is resuming shortly. In a special way, I want to welcome to this stream watching on Facebook, Tanzanian media man Samson Kibuga of Sam's Pool TZ, the stream that normally brings us the action all the way from Dar es Salaam. Thank you for watching and supporting the sport by according it your time, us having those games that normally come from Tanzania. Welcome, my friend Samson. Now, Ibrahim Kayanja started playing out as a competitive player in there. That must have been around 2014, the whole of 2014, yes, the whole of 11 years ago. He was a very young man, a very young teenager that was snatched up by a team that was called Mambole Pool Club. They were playing in the promotional tier of the Ugandan Pool League in Pool League 1. For 2 years he did represent, and in 2016 he was snatched up by another team that was called Royal Giants, also in the lower tier that was called Pool League 1. He played with them, and with them they gained promotion to the senior league in 2017 after being second in the lower tier of the league. There was a year, that was 2017, when there was no league action in Uganda because of administrative and financial reasons from the organizing body, and the league got back in 2007, at the late end of 2017, and only for one other season did he represent with the Royal Giants. The team did change name and ownership, became Mokono Giants, and then he played with the Mokono Giants Pool Club. That was now after COVID season in 2021. And late 2022, he moved from the team that was called Mokono Giants to the team that he's representing. It is called Scrap Buyers Pool Club in the Ugandan Pool League. They are currently third on the league table. However, he himself, Ibrahim Kayanja, is the current leading scorer of the Ugandan Pool League. He became more renowned in 2021 during COVID, when he, together with his manager, that was then called El Majid Naluja, did decide to have this talented young man have money matches with the better of Ugandan players, I do remember I had matches with Ibrahim. Sorry, with Simon Owola, the computer, then Habib Sebuguzi, then Geoffrey Setumba. Then there were so many matches, and he was winning many of them. And in 2022, because of those performances, he got a call up to selection trials of the Uganda national team when the team was preparing for the All Africa Pool Championships in Lusaka later that year. He did pass the trials and became one of the 8 players that flew out of the country in October to the OIDC to represent in the All Africa Pool Championships, and he was part of the Ugandan team that came third. Most importantly for himself, he came 4th in the men's singles category, being number 4 in a tournament that had all the best players from 7 of Africa's best black ball playing countries apart from the Ugandans. The host Zambians, there was South Africa, Tanzania, Zimbabwe, and Kenya. He lost out in the semi-finals to the eventual champion Aiden Joseph, and on return to the country in 2023 he won his first tournament. He reached the finals of the first for the tournament of the Polo Station of Uganda for the very first time. It's called the Grand Open Championship, losing out to the eventual winner Kenneth Odong, and add that to his performances in South Africa as well as the league, in which he came second top scorer that year to the eventual top scorer that was Gloria Senyonjo. He became ranked number 1 the following year by the Pool Association of Uganda. Since then, he has gotten to win a few more weekly comps and privately organized comps, as well as one major one that was the end of year Pool Championship also of the Pool Association of Uganda that he won during the Christmas break last year. He defeated Zambia's Kelvin Nkandu in a very memorable final by 9 frames to 7. He is now currently ranked 4th by the Pool Association of Uganda, while his opponent Joseph Kasozi is currently ranked 1st, and for no mean reason. He became a competitive player, Joseph Kasozi, a little bit earlier than Ibrahim Kayanja when he played with a team that was called Rotex, also in the promotional tier of the Uganda Pool League in the year 2013, playing with them and gaining promotion to the senior league in 2014. However, the following year, when they gained promotion, he did not play with them because he was snatched up by another team in the league that was called Perfection Pool Club, whom he represented also for 1 season until he joined the mighty Samona Pool Club, the record champions of the Ugandan League, with whom he also won a league title. In 2017, he joined another team that was called Ntinda Giants Pool Club, with whom he also won the league that started out in 2019. Be mindful that in for the best part of 2017, there was no league action because of administrative reasons in the Police Station of Uganda. However, he won the league title with Ntinda Giants, the league that started in 2019 and could only be concluded in 2020 late in there because of COVID-related reasons. Joseph Kasozi has won 5 tournaments by present day, the major ones of the Pool Association of Uganda, including the Kampala Open Championship 2016, Christmas Cup Championship 2017, Grand Open Championship 2022, no, it was 2023, then King of the Table Championship 2024, and the latest one he won just a week ago, that was the Grand Open Championship 2025, when he defeated Dan Mobidu in the final. And because of the tournaments that he won under the Polar Station of Uganda, especially last year, he amassed the highest number of ranking points for the Polar Station, and he's currently ranked number 1. And in a very special way, I also want to welcome to the stream, especially on Facebook, a player that is a friend of Joseph Kasozi, but on table they are not friends at all. Welcome to this stream, Mr. Kelvin Fikoti. Now this match is currently tying 1-1. The umpire has briefed them that they can have timeout only after every 10 frames, and at the end of the day, one of them will be getting $1,000 which they gave to me and gave me permission to hand it to whoever of the two of them will be the first to 21. Still tight and tense and very difficult to predict. Kasozi 1 and Ibrahim Kayanja 1. The match has started a little bit too slow, and since it's in its early days, just for extra identification, Kasozi is the guy wearing the white. Of course, every time he faces your back, you can clearly see his name. He also has the pride to have on his t-shirt his ranking position of the police station of Uganda. The t-shirt is dubbed Roxbury, then Joseph Kasozi the sharpshooter and seed number 1, and then Ibrahim Kayanja is donning the black t-shirt with a touch of yellow. It's the t-shirt in which he is playing on as a uniform in the ATA, ongoing individual players league. And of late, Ibrahim Kayanja, believe you me, has been having the lion's share of victories over Joseph Kasozi. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Kasozi has defeated him once out of the last 5 attempts. Most of them were the weekly comps and monthly comps that we normally have. But these two players have won the last 2 big tournaments organized by the Pool Association of Uganda. Internationally, for Ibrahim Kayanja, what he has to show is the 4th place finish, the semi-final finish in the All Africa Pool Championships in 2022. For Joseph Kasozi, I remember him reaching a final of a 64-man competition that was organized at Mchana Pub and Grill in Nairobi in 2023, losing out to fellow countryman Bwanika Mansur. In the final, he came second. And yes, he is nicknamed the sharpshooter, while Ibrahim Kayanja is nicknamed the real machine. And after playing that combination shot successfully, Joseph Kasozi is aiming to win a second out of 3. A simple roll of the white ball has to be a sharp cut on the red. Black is in space. He simply needs to leave the white ball in space just like that. And from this kind of range, he can never ever miss a black, as this one. Joseph Kasozi 2 and Ibrahim Kayanja 1. For once, there is a big reason for Kasozi not to be called the sharpshooter, because he has not shot the black as sharp as his name does suggest. Chance for Ibrahim Kayanja to steal the frame away to equalize once again. One thing I have to tell you is that for many of these boys, these players that I like to call the boys, there is a way they don't want to respect Kasozi so much. Maybe they are not happy that he's seed number one. Maybe they don't believe he's better than them. Ibrahim Kayanja, one of them. Look at how Kasozi is shooting sharp. Finally, no better way to recover. And maybe Ibrahim Kayanja was a little bit complacent in the kind of snooker he played. When you snooker, you don't leave an easy angle for your opponent to find. Of course, it wasn't very easy to predict that once he finds the black, he would be potting it. But again, the angle Ibrahim Kayanja left for Joseph Kasozi was a little bit easy. But more credit to Joseph Kasozi for not only finding the black, but also potting it. And so far, it is the better shot of the match. Joseph Kasozi 3 and Ibrahim Kayanja 1. I was just telling you about Ibrahim Kayanja, and then most especially Hazard. Irrespective of how many comps Kasozi wins, he never believes that Kasozi is a serious player. The other boy, in quotes, is Dog City. Those three normally give Kasozi very big headache when they find him when it's not on table. When it's not on table, they tell him that, my guy, no, you are not as good as the public thinks. Special shout out to Nash Schiffer, live from Lira, Michael Kalema, watching on YouTube and supporting Joseph Kasozi, Stanley Moko supporting Ibrahim Kayanja, Abura Joshua catching it from the Hive in Lira, live. To give me good luck, William Sentongo, Paul Mokisa, Emmanuel Frank, Clarence Mosowe. You are watching all the way from Zimbabwe. Also watching on Facebook, Jerry Mabe Sebastian, Kasim Sula, Francis Chibesa, Izino Firebase, as well as Samson Ringo, who is watching all the way from Kenya. One thing I know about Kasozi is he has a very big heart on the table. He believes that he is good enough to take down anyone, most especially when his game is on. He did tell me, we were having a little discussion when he was about to play the semi-finals of the tournament of the PlayStation of Uganda that he won in Fort Portal, coming to 2 weeks ago. He told me that he's out to prove today that he's not seed number one for nothing. Indeed, he won the semi-final, defeating guess who in the match? Caesar. A race to 6 it was, and Kasozi won by 6 frames to 4. And then he also got to win the final by 7 frames to 2 against Dan Movidu. It's actually 7-1, one of the more one-sided finals that you'll be seeing in major comps. But the shot that he has just taken is a little bit one-sided in favor of his opponent. And of the two players, I personally have to think that if Ibrahim Kayanja takes a big lead, let me say 10-4, maybe 13-5, 13-6 or something, you still have it that maybe Kasozi can come back. But the problem I have with Ibrahim Kayanja is his mental strength when the game is not going in his favor. It is the one big advantage in a long race that Joseph Kasozi may have over Ibrahim Kayanja, but in terms of official statistics, Ibrahim Kayanja is a better long racer than Joseph Kasozi. Some of the more renowned matches Kasozi has been having in long races, there have been 2 defeats to Jeremiah Naido. There has been a defeat to Dog City, defeat to Hazard, defeat to Ibrahim Sejemba, 2 defeats to Bwanika Mansur, but there has also been a victory against Bwanika Mansur when Mansur was stubborn enough to accept to head start a player of Kasozi's quality. He also defeated Dog City in the rematch, Kasozi Joseph, a match that was played right here where we are. He lost to Kelvin in a money match that was organized at Flintstones in Lusaka 2 years ago, but then he defeated Kelvin in a rematch that happened at Mchana Pub and Grill in Nairobi last year. While for Ibrahim Kayanja, he's one of Uganda's best long racers. He had his most renowned victory against Jeremiah Naido, the South African, a match that happened at Climax in Kampala. Could be a walking distance from where we are. He had the victory over Habib Sebuguzi, head starting him with +3. Victory with Yuda Sembo Sidembaba, head starting him with +3, also in a race to 16. Victory over Ian Kaziwe. 1 victory over Lubola Simon, the computer. Victory against Dog City. He has also had his fair share of defeats, Ibrahim Kayanja. I do remember defeat to Dog City in the rematch. Defeat also to Lubola Simon, the computer, in another rematch. Defeat to Ibrahim Sejemba being head started with +5, and defeat to Caesar Chandiga being head started with the whole of +7. In a long race against each other, these guys are having a dance for only the first time. Ibrahim Kayanja needs support. The red to the corner pocket on the top left, second red to the center pocket on the right, probably black to that same center pocket if he can spin the white ball backwards. Better still, play top spin. White ball contacts the black a little bit and pushes it a little further, the top right of the pocket where he will be wanting to put the black. Better, maybe he's playing backspin. He wants to put both to the same center pocket. Look at the shot. Well, the direction was not okay. The skill was he has chance to put black to the corner pocket closest to the bottom of your screen on the left. He aims and shoots and puts and pulls one back. Ibrahim Kayanja 2 and Joseph Kasozi 3. Frame number 6 will be the first frame won in the match by break and finish, and a very pretty, impressive apple from Kasozi Joseph, who now extends his lead by 4 frames to 2. I did conduct a WhatsApp poll, a prediction poll, and about 55% of you were tipping Ibrahim Kayanja to win this match. About 45% of you were tipping Joseph Kasozi to win. So far, the 45% maybe are having their way. And special shout out to all of you who are watching this match from Roxbury in Chiwanga, the venue that is also Kasozi Joseph's management team. So far they are being represented very brightly, and I know that manager Zach Idiro will be smiling from the Bank of Africa. That is Kasozi's manager as a person and as a club, but also Kasozi has a link with the JC multi agencies. However, this match is strictly under the management of his official polo club, that is Team Roxbury. Ibrahim Kayanja aims to respond to Apple with Apple. They started a little bit slow, both of these players, but believe you me, they are very capable of delivering so many clearances, so many finishes, because that is the game they play. And maybe Ibrahim Kayanja is realizing that he has to utilize all his skill. He simply has to play free. When he does, he can look very scary for his opponents and can have every chance of taking down a player like Kasozi. He has one ready to roll. He has to be mindful of the white ball. Naturally, it could go to the top left corner pocket. He was able to play beautiful spin on the white ball, guiding it beautifully at a point where he would have put it even if he were asked to place it by hand. He responds to fire with fire, to apple with apple. Ibrahim Kayanja 3 and Joseph Kasozi 4. We can have a little bit of more predictions in the comment section, guys. Who do you think is winning this one, especially now that it's as tight as it is? Comment section predictions. And from the playing levels of Kasozi, he looks very content with the break by facial expression, like a guy that thinks that this frame he is more than capable of winning, and by break and finish. If he does, it will be the 3rd frame in a row, broken and finished. He gets short on even closing the table, missing a relatively easy yellow ball and leaving the yellows for Ibrahim Kayanja to take. He will want Ibrahim Kayanja to complete in a second consecutive frame won by a break and finish. If he does, it will be an equalizer. The relatively tricky looking yellow ball is the one on the left of the black, about 8 centimeters left of the black. That one is a relatively tricky yellow ball, portable probably to the center pocket on the right. It's the ball he's exactly getting white ball for, and he has to be careful. Its movement could be intercepted by the yellow, which is near that center pocket on the right. The movement is okay, I don't think the positioning of the white ball is okay, because he probably has gotten himself snookered, as white ball is just a little too close to the red. He has chance to recover by putting another yellow to the center pocket on the right. He has a relatively tricky bridge because of the position of the white in relation to Kasozi's red. I think his best option is the yellow, which is near the center pocket on the right. Maybe the best option, maybe the only option. He wants to spin the white ball a little bit backwards and misses the pot. Sometimes it just happens that way, that when your white ball is tricky, simply play to pot. As long as he wouldn't have gotten himself snookered, he would be okay. But he was so elaborative when the white ball was so thin, and for such a blunder, I think Ibrahim Kayanja is as guilty as charged. Joseph Kasozi will not mind. He wants to punish the real machine by taking the frame, which Kasozi will be thinking that it belonged to him in the first place anyway. 4 reds to go. Now there are 3. He will need to shoot sharp. The red to the diagonal corner pocket on the top right of your screen. Maybe he has to go very slow, leaving the white ball just around the area where there is a yellow, using yellow to support it, stopping the white ball. That is accurate. The red he's potting with backspin. The second red to the center pocket. Not really. He can pot to the corner pocket on the top left. Does the easy things perfect and basic, but most importantly, effective. A frame that Ibrahim Kayanja came so close to winning is being won by his opponent in Joseph Kasozi, who increases his lead to now 5 frames to 3. Once again, these players will be granted timeout only every after 10 frames if they are winning. Amasiko Daily thinks Ibrahim Kayanja will win. Eric Menega thinks Kasozi will win. Ginger Drivers thinks it will be Ibrahim Kayanja. Peterson Katerega thinks Ibrahim Kayanja will win by 21 frames to 17. And yes, Kanseme Jacqueline thinks it will be the exact opposite. Oh, it's same exact prediction. She thinks also 21 to 17. Kayanja winning. And LJ thinks this one is 50-50, but you think Kasozi will win, eh? No, it's not 50-50. It can be 49-51. There's no draw today. There has to be a winner. There also has to be a loser. Those are some of the predictions that are happening on the YouTube stream. On Facebook, Chris MC thinks Ibrahim Kayanja will win. Richard Masundere thinks Kasozi will win. Senta Mushaban supports Kayanja, but you think Kasozi is more confident. Well, Chan thinks most of the Ugandan players are just very good, but Caesar is a little bit above them. Okay. Evaristo Chengandu Penge, you think Ibrahim Kayanja will win. Thank you for watching on Facebook. Will be playing probably backspin, drawing the white ball backwards. He wants a very good view of the last yellow, and I'm assuming he's potting the yellow ball he's looking at. He has a very good view of it. He has to be careful with the red, which is so close to it. He has to play with little power. He also has not to get himself snookered before he plays the black. I think he played with too much power, but being the sharpshooter that he is, he will probably be... Apologies, he will probably be okay. Rolling the black ball to the corner pocket onto the top right, and thereby winning a 6. He has first to be on target. He has missed 1 black in the match so far. This one will not be a miss. The sharpshooter shoots sharp again and makes it 6-3 with another single visit clearance of the table. And the first quarter of this battle is so far being dominated by Joseph Kasozi. It is Scrap Bears 3 and Roxbury 6. It is Kasozi 6 and the Kayanja Ibra 3. Emma Texo, you're watching live from Nairobi, Kenya. Good evening to you. Michael Kalema uploading Kasozi, rightly so. Kevin Ahabiona, thank you for watching. Atuha Mande, you think Ibrahim Kayanja will win as the must? Okay. Richard Obona, also thank you for watching on YouTube. Thinks Kayanja Ibra will win by 21 frames to 18. Nasali Gase, you're asking why there's no player wanting to play Caesar in a money match. It's not easy staking against Caesar. Yeah, that's the reason. And yet we have gotten, I think for the first time in the match, a dry break from Kasozi Joseph. He did not take advantage of the break in the last frame. Ibrahim Kayanja did not take advantage of Kasozi's shortcomings and he ended up losing the frame. And he will want Ibrahim Kayanja to make amends in this one. This time he's deciding to go patient, I think, simply closing the table, playing the yellows, and will be wanting to play safety here. And safe he plays. It looks like a total snooker. This one, Kasozi Joseph has no sight of any of his 7 reds. Probably has sight of the one closest to the black, which he plays. White ball bounces off the cushion, makes the shot legal. And the Kayanja's skills playing off the cushion are quite impressive. What is not impressive is his current scoreline. The spacing between that yellow ball and the jaw of that cushion on the top left or top right was so thin, but Kasozi could utilize it pretty impressively. He's now trying to play his balls in space, in the same time denying his opponent white to pot easily, something that Kasozi is doing quite well. Maybe Kayanja Ibra thinks he has had enough of it, wants to pot and go for the frame now, and yet it is a miss. I don't think this was very good brain work from the real machine. When your opponent gives you a tempting shot, you shouldn't always get tempted to go for the frame and trying to play relatively difficult shots, which in case of failure to pot, give the white ball away cheaply. The second time in the match that I am seeing an unforced error from Ibrahim Kayanja. Kasozi is really meaning business in this match, not just for the victory. When it's a money match, it is fast the money. $1,000 is not bad money to make in 3 hours or so. I believe that will be the playing time of these players, unless one of them defeats the other with a very good number of frames consecutively, and having the match concluded in 2 hours plus some change. By the way, the race to 21 that I have streamed for the least amount of time did happen in 2023, early in there. 21-2, it ended. Computer versus Caesar for $1,200 in 1 hour and 45 minutes. Most of the races to 21 happen on average for 3 hours. Some more than 3 hours, close to 4. The longest race to 21 F stream did happen for 6 good hours between Ibrahim Sejemba and Bwanika Mansuri, in which Ibrahim won by 20. He has awakened the would-be bad ball on the table, Ibrahim Kayanja. Now this one is another chance again for him to finish this frame. If the first 10 frames end with him trading by 6 frames to 4, that is a very small lead. By 2 frames, quite surmountable. If it is 7 frames to 3, it's a big lead by 4 frames. That's why this frame is very... If they want timeout now after 10 frames, they can have timeout. That's why the umpire is asking them if they want, and yes. They will have their first timeout of the match for 3 minutes, and after that timeout, the commentary will be resuming. But for now, let's meet in the chat section. normally when there is to their advantage. In timeout is where, as a player, you can talk to your manager, maybe talk to yourself, sit down and reflect on what may have gone wrong in the game. Those things that you did wrong, try and rectify them. Those things that you did right, consolidate them. Even of them, simply decide to not think about the game at all. Just hang out with one or two friends and then have some laughter, discuss other stuff like movies or something, and then come back and refocus on the game when the game starts. After a very narrow miss in frame number 11 by Ibrahim Kayanja, again Joseph Kasozi comes back and takes it away and increases his lead from 2 frames to 3. It is now Kasozi 7 and Ibrahim Kayanja 4. In the meantime, folks watching on Facebook, there has been a temporary glitch in the network, which has now it's now fine. The video on Facebook is back and running and okay. I know that some of you did run on to YouTube when the Facebook stream became faulty. So those who like to watch on Facebook, I do love Facebook, by the way, because it is more interactive and more fun. I also love YouTube because it is easier to use and it gives a better video resolution when watching. It's also easy to cast the video on a television when watching on YouTube than Facebook. And for us in Uganda, by the way, the use of Facebook is illegal. Yes, we use it only using VPNs. Sokalawa Mariba from South Africa. Once again, welcome to the stream. Miracle Woman. You think Kasozi will not win this one and you said there's no chance for him? Miracle Gawi. No chance for the player in the lead. And Musisi M is telling you that Kasozi is having a game against Kasozi, but he is also having another game in his own mind. Every time he misses a ball, you just think something did not go well in his mind. There's no problem what is happening in his hands. Even on mere facial expression, you see way more confidence. Apologies for the momentary absence of commentary. I was losing the word. I was trying to sort an issue on the network that was on the Facebook stream. Right now, I think it has been sorted and sorted once and for all. As once and for all, Ibrahim Kayanja makes a very beautiful clearance and comes again within 2 frames of his opponent. It is 7-5. Kasozi up on Kayanja Ibrahim. Once again, our match day umpire is Farida Hadija Nachiride. And tell me how many of you who are watching and your ladies can have the stamina to stand and officiate a race to 21, which can happen for 4, 5, 6 hours, depending on the player's speed. I normally say that when it is a race to 21, a long race, I divide it into 4 quarters. 1 quarter of 10, another quarter of 10, a third quarter of 10, and a fourth quarter of 10. And if need be, if after 4 quarters it is 20-20, then we have a deciding frame. Now the first quarter has been won by Kasozi Joseph by 6 frames to 4. And in the second quarter, the score is tied at 1-1. And frame number 13 starts off by a dry break from Ibrahim Kayanja, the real machine. It can be a little bit suspicious why Kasozi didn't start with the red ball, which is near the top end of the table from the white ball. He was having, it looked as though he was having sight of it enough to pot. He can only be vindicated if he makes a clearance of this red frame. By the way, also watching this match at the venue, some of the top shooters around. I can see the champion, Rashida Mutesi. Then I can see Peter Mainja. I can see the youngster, Habat Mokisa. I can see Geoffrey Lotaya. I can see Vincent Sechibule. I can also see a certain Caesar Chandiga. At the venue is also a certain Mr. Moses Mofia. And apart from those ones, we have around, the last time I checked out, we were about 700 watching online combined on Facebook and YouTube. That is before the buffer on Facebook. I can also see now the arrival of Ian Kazue and a gentleman called Miti, who won the Masters Championship, the tournament of players over the age of 40. The Grand Open that was organized by the Police Station of Uganda just exactly 9 days ago. Joseph Kasozi is attempting to make it 8. It was always suspicious having the ball that is distant, having the biggest distance from the black being played as last. He needs to be on target but also make big top spin white ball bouncing off two cushions. This is one of the better shots of the day so far. And for the reason that Joseph Kasozi shoots sharp and gets known as the sharpshooter, increases his lead and very deservedly got himself in a little bit of trouble and recovered quite impressively. Joseph Kasozi 8, Ibrahim Kayanja 5. This match has been going on for 1 hour and 10 minutes. That's the amount of time in which they've played 13 frames, meaning that on the average it's just about 5 minutes per frame, which is fine time. For top players, it is good average time for playing frames, and I think as the match grows older, they'll be taking even less time because now they are more energized and more fired up and they want to go for the game even the more. Normally, the first set is played with players having too much respect for each other, and some of the frames go slower than they are expected. And you can see Ibrahim Kayanja is attempting to win by break and finish for the second time in the match. He's 2 good shots away. One of them is done, rolling the white ball with big spin around his second yellow after faulting the first. He now has to make a little bit of top spin. White ball bouncing off the cushion, moving towards the middle of the table. He has good white for the black. He simply has to roll to the diagonal corner pocket on the top of your screen on the right. By break and finish, Ibrahim Kayanja responds. It is 8-6. Nikos Conchela says, Ugandans minapenda pool sana. It means Ugandans like pool a lot. Yes, there's a lot of action. Maybe Uganda has the biggest amount of competitions. Some of the reason as to why competitions are many is that we compete for not exactly very big money. That's why the comps come in every now and again. If you make them big with big money to compete for, because of the amount of money, you cannot hold them regularly because it doesn't attract a lot of corporate sponsorship pool. But some strides are being made. And here in Uganda, there are a few corporate sponsors that are working with pool, most especially the leading beer brand of the country. It's called Nile Special. They sponsor the National Pool League as well as the National Open Championships, a car competition where at least one male and one female win a car every year, the national champions. Also, they facilitate all clubs that participate in the Ugandan League, and they pay the prizes for the winning teams, the top 3 teams and the top 5 men's teams. And probably a few more corporate sponsors could be also coming along. There is also Next Media Services, a media company that airs the Pool League every Sunday on one of their television stations, a sports channel that is called NBS Sport Television, which every Sunday 5 p.m. does air pool matches because of the partnership between Next Media Services and the Pool Association of Uganda. Joseph Kasozi needs to play a little bit of backspin. It could be a second frame in a row, won by single visit over the table as the sharpshooter needs to shoot the black sharp to the corner pocket, the top right. There is a yellow ball which could intercept its movement. He may play off the cushion and off the yellow or go direct. He goes direct and gets the shot right. And the match has for the last 15 minutes being played at world class level, as it is apple after apple after apple. It is Kasozi 9 and Kayanja Ibrahim 6. Isaac Kebi Malinga is asking if pool is the biggest sport in Uganda. In terms of unofficial competitions, there is no unofficial, I'm saying unofficial, or how many players play in terms of practice. Of course, it is pool, because each and every little town, and I'm saying each and every little town, and those towns are in probably around 1,000, there is at least a pool table. So there are so many people who play pool in Uganda. And there is that National Open Championship that moves deep into the villages, each and every corner of the country, where some of those players are spotted playing qualifiers. Then if their talents are right, then they come and play competitions like this one. But the sports in which Ugandans are really good, where they are some of the best in the world, it is the sport that you would call the national sport is long distance athletics, long distance running. Actually, probably Uganda has the all-time greatest long-distance male athlete ever. Most likely. And then they have Olympic medalists in men and female categories and world champions at the same time. But of course, distantly, not better than Kenya or Ethiopia. But Uganda is just third. That is the sport where they are some of the best in the world. Then there is a little bit of boxing, a little bit of rugby, and then of course in netball, the Ugandan ladies, I think they rank 6th, if not 7th in the whole world. For pool, yes, they are pushing. The ladies are some of the best in the world, but they normally don't participate in international competitions because of the same African theme song, a lack of funds. The men play even more regularly than the ladies, but of course there are so many equally good male players, even on the African continent. Look at how good this guy is shooting. That is one of the reasons why I come to watch games like this one. White ball, after bouncing off the cushion, became a little bit drunk, and Ibrahim Kayanja is winning frame number 16, one of the better finished frames. Hopefully he does sink in the black to seal off this beautiful clearance by the pot of the black. What a frame, what a match, what a competition, what a show we are having on our hands. It is now being officially played at a world-class standard. I hope this level of play is not lost, because I know that you are enjoying yourself as much as I am, as much as the fans at the venue, and you in your hundreds online. 9-7, Kasozi is still up.